Um, I'm sure we'll talk about the last game and then the upcoming game here in a little bit. But I want to ask about a kickoff, fumble recovery, plucking the ball out of the air. You're running 100 miles an hour to get there. Talk about that moment when on a kickoff, because there's so many that end up with touchbacks and nothing happens. Or maybe it's on the opposite side of the field and you're not even involved in the play. The moment of being able to get that football in front of 6,500 people.
Yeah, that was a big play. I'm excited. I mean, really, I want to give the credit to Michael Pauly on that because I don't know. We were all hustling down there. We love it coming out of halftime. We know it's a tight game. It's a chance to really change the momentum of the game, and so we take pride in trying to make big plays on that team, and so we all fly down there. I was getting ready to go in, start ripping at the ball, but then when I kind of went down it, Pauly hit the guy, ball popped up, and so I was just able to be in the right position to make a play. So it was a good way to start the second half on that game.
As a wide receiver, is there a certain amount of enjoyment to be on kickoff coverage because you actually get to hit somebody versus being hit?
Oh yeah, I definitely miss being able to play defense, make more tackles and stuff, but so I love special teams. It's opportunity, like I said, to make big plays and change the momentum in games. And I love the physicality of it and just getting to, at receiver, you having to think more about stuff. It's a little bit more finesse, whereas on kickoff, you just go try to knock people out. So.
How would you assess the offense? Because at times you guys have looked lights out, and then we've talked about maybe walls in the game where you struggle a little bit. Your assessment of the defense or the offense, and maybe what it's going to take to be more consistent throughout the whole 60 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's really just going to be getting consistent with getting all 11 guys doing their job at the same time. I mean, we've seen plays where we have that great protection up front, a good ball from our quarterback, good catch by the receiver, whatever it is, and it looks really smooth and it looks effortless. But you got one guy not doing their job, and things kind of fall to pieces. You might have a receiver open, but a blown assignment up front, and then vice versa. A receiver doesn't run a right route, but great protection, and it's just not going to work unless all 11 guys are doing their job.
How much work is involved in the off-season and during the season both to be on the same page with Jack, having that spatial communication, knowing what you're going to do and what he wants you to do?
It takes a lot of time. I mean, it's countless hours in the off-season, throwing routes on air, putting yourself in like fake situations where you could be in a real game and talking through if he's playing over the top, throwing back shoulder, all of that stuff really plays in that off season. You want to put yourself in every possible scenario so that when you are seeing it on the field, it's just deja vu.
Some wide receivers, they go back in the huddle and say, I'm open. Are you one of those guys?
No, I don't like to get on them too much. I maybe make a suggestion if I feel like I've said or if I've been open or something. But it's been helpful this year having that the iPads on the sideline, because sometimes you think you're really open and there might be a safety over the top ready to make a play or something. So it's good to watch it back on the iPad before you really go get in the quarterback's ear about something.
New offensive coordinator this year. I know not a lot of change in how you go about it in terminology, but do you feel you guys are kind of getting in sync and on the same page of what Coach Ross is wanting and how you guys approach it offensively?
Yeah, it was at first, there was a little bit of a learning curve, but I think everyone's really starting to get the offense down, and I think it's been a good adjustment that we've made, and I think everybody's really getting used to it quickly and really liking it.
How does the team, maybe the offense specifically, since that's the side of your ball, the ball you're on, how does the team get over the loss and move on to the next game?
I think, like Mason said, we come in on Monday and we're critical on what we've done, and you got to be real with yourself and where we're at. And obviously, we weren't good enough against Northwest, and we got to look at that and look at what we can change, but we can't dwell on it. Can't be worried about making mistakes. We got to go out, play loose, play confident, but learn from what we messed up on and continue to grow as an offense.
This league is incredibly tough. Both of you have been around it to know, but is it just truly the minor details that separates the top of the conference to the middle of the pack?
Yeah, I think you can see with so many of these games, and you see it comes down to one interception, one fumble, just a slight momentum change that can really swing a game. And that's why, it's fun to play in this conference because you never know what could happen, and you gotta be playing your best football every week.
Your thoughts on Saturday's opponent, Northeastern? Kind of talked with Mason. Obviously they're not the same Northeastern as in years past. The challenges you guys are going to face against this revamped team.
Yeah, no, I think they're a solid team. They got good athletes. I think we have a good game plan for them, and it's really going to come down to, like I said before, us executing and everybody doing their 1/11th every play. And I think we should be able to take care of business if we're all doing that. And you take everyone seriously. You prepare every week like it's the biggest game of the season, because it is.
How did you end up from Colorado to Fort Hays State University? This isn't the mountains. It doesn't look quite as pretty out there.
Yeah, it's a big change, but both of my parents went here, and so I was kind of familiar with it. My dad played football here, and then I have family within an hour of here, and both of my sisters went here, so it was kind of, once they started recruiting, it was an easy decision, and I love the coaching staff. It's been a great fit.
I've been in Larned before for a football game, so I didn't ask Mason this because I've been there before. But what's game day like in high school where you're from?
It's we get a lot of people at the games. I went to a little bit smaller school for my area. Most of the schools around are 5A with about 3,000 kids. I had about 1,000 at my school, but we had a lot of people show up at the games, and it was always a good environment, especially my senior year when we were winning a lot. So